what's going on in Texas and the lawsuits that are immediately emanating from the power grid failure, which caused freezing conditions, and apparently some people have really suffered, and a few have unfortunately died. So lawsuits are being brought now in Texas. So a question was asked to me and said, wow, what do you think of that? I mean, isn't that a bad thing? And I said, why is it a bad thing? Because here we have a situation in Texas where in 2011, the Federal Energy Commission or some federal regulatory commission actually recommended to the Texas Energy Department and to the people running these power commissions to say, you need to revamp these systems and winterize them because something's going to happen or could happen. And of course, they didn't do it. So 2011, that's 9 years ago. So what we see many times are legislative bodies, governmental systems trying to enact legislation and do the right thing. Hey, we think you should do this. We did a study, we did a report, implement this. And then the private sector doesn't do it for whatever reason. But now we're having civil lawsuits brought. And guess what? I'll bet you it's going to be revamped. Not just because of the outrage from the people throughout the country as to what happened, but because of the financial penalty. So very different from a legislative or administrative body saying we make a recommendation to upgrade your system to make it more safe, and a commercial industry such as the energy industry in Texas says, maybe we will, maybe we won't, we'll get around to it, whatever, there's a cost to it. Oftentimes they don't act so fast. But when the civil justice system steps in and says, if you don't, not much different than somebody being afraid of being sued for snow and ice in front of their house, right? We as homeowners get out there and clear snow and ice because we're afraid of being sued. So do the big boys. So do the big companies get out there and make changes when suddenly they're afraid of, or in this case, subject to, that's happening, lawsuits that could result in hundreds of millions of dollars in awards. Suddenly the financial penalty is the incentive to bring about change. That is the beauty of the civil justice system. It is the last and probably most powerful stopgap to regulating the corporatocracy that we have in this country. When the government can't do it or independent regulatory agencies are unable to do it, which is what we've seen in Texas. The last guy that could do it is the little trial lawyer. And they're doing it in Texas. And boy, those guys are aggressive. They're going to do it.